Yeah. You know how we seek that higher knowledge. Only the ignorant can't relate. We just kill them with love instead of hate. That's what it's about.
We are Moors.
Shout out to the Grand Sheikh, Cujo L, Iron Sheikh.
We are Moors. Heard what I said? Circle 7 snapback, not just affairs. We are Moors. You heard what I said? Blue, white, green fairs, not just red. We are Moors. Heard what I said? He talking reckless and hoofties for your head. We are Moors. You heard what I said? Your slave name crest might have a Moor head. We are Moors.
20 Moors rockin', you could call them Moroccans. Great COS adepts, let's get it poppin'. Got a problem with my sheep, got a problem with me. I be on the front line rollin', 23 deep. I be studying for hours, 7 days a week. Working on my higher self, cause the devil don't sleep. Big ups to Cujo L, that's the Iron Sheik. 7's up, facing the east, praising Allah. Astrology, cosmology, that's the real law. I slow roast ya, master the flame like Zoe Roaster. The rise of the new Moors, old heads move over. That Kundalini energy rising up like a cobra. This is training day, mount up with real soldiers. Elevate beyond the hate and claim your lost estate. The only reason you hate is you too blind to relate. The only reason you hate is you too blind to relate.
We are Moors. Heard what I said? Circle 7 snapback, not just affairs. We are Moors. You heard what I said?
I don't rock a hat, just a turban, no affairs. We are Moors.
Heard what I said? He talking reckless and hoofties for your head. We are Moors. You heard what I said? Your slave name crest might have a Moor head. Stop talking crazy. You can't be everything but Moors. That's like willing to stay minority and not mature. Therefore, Tosh to be gay taught the world don't respect you. However, since you wanna be it, you go down when they fall. They correct. That should make sense, of course. Music is the food and the message, the medicine. Mumble food is poison. I'm with the golden era veterans like Mark Deep, condolences, QB, RIP Prodigy, who studied the history of the Moors and etymology. You missed the Corsica headband, disguised as a bandana. Moorish MC, the real Moroccan, not a French Montana. Kendrick Lamar, you Sarai, trust me, Hebrew's a language. Lupe put Moors in his video, made the point vantage. Yassine Bey knows Sabir Bey knows Moorish Master MC. Fruquan Bey and Daddy IU are on some Moorish degrees. Spraga and Bojuno, they even killed Peter cause of Macintosh. Still visit Digable planets, hip-hop astronauts. Milky Way flow, rays of tassels, blind unbelievers. To higher than other senses, to still pick up the frequency. Pick your addiction, truth will still make itself known. To go platinum now, you gotta give up more plus your soul. Lost Professor built pyramids, I watch Drink Champ steady. Cause Nori said Drew Ali on a track, so call me petty. Also Martin Moore exec produced the War Report album. Aboriginal Super Cat taught me how to hang and scalp them. Operation Lockdown, video feathers like I said to Duke. Initiate invasions, activate at doors every spook. We are Moors. Heard what I said? Circle 7 snapback, not just affairs. We are Moors. You heard what I said? Blue, white, green fairs, not just red. We are Moors. Heard what I said? He talking reckless and hoofties for your head. We are Moors. You heard what I said? Your slave name crest might have a Moor head. We are Moors. We are Moors. Heard what I said? We are Moors.
Heard what I said? So let's just deal with this quick fast. Just so you know who the sellouts are. United States Department of the Interior, Office of the Secretary, Washington, D.C. March 31st, 2020. Now it's interesting that people are going to be throwing around pictures with Donald Trump standing at the podium, and then there's no seal on the podium, so the government is not there and all that stuff. But then people are sending around some letters after that talking about United States Department of something. I thought the stuff was over or whatever. I thought you guys said that when you saw President Trump at the thing without the seal, that means there's no government. Okay, so if there's no government, how the hell are you getting letters from some U.S. Department of whatever? How? How is there an office of the secretary if you're saying that there's no seal when he was at the podium? If there's no seal at the podium, there's no government. If there's no government, then how are you talking about governmental things when there's no government? And you're taking it from the people who you're claiming don't have a government. If you go to the Walmart and there's no big words on the top of it that says Walmart, it's probably not a Walmart. What are you gonna do? Go in there still to go shopping? Oh, so you're gonna go, so there's gonna be a building there with no sign on it, right? Whatever sign was on it got taken down, and then you're telling me that they're gonna tell you, come to the store for the sale or whatever that we're having because of whatever, and you're gonna go buy stuff, and you're gonna be lining up at the cashier to pay for stuff at this store with no sign on it. Really? Now we know that this stuff is coming from the black Indians. We know that for sure. Because the black Indians are the ones who don't want to be Moors. They want to be Indians. But they don't realize that once they say they're under a tribe or a band or Indian, whatever, you're under the Bureau of Indian Affairs. That's just what it is. I don't care if you signed up with them or not. The fact that you're claiming those names means you're under the jurisdiction of them. Now remember, this is the people who don't have a government. And remember, these are the people who were wards of these same frauds calling themselves U.S. and whatever. Got put in slavery and all that stuff. The black stuff didn't work, so now they're claiming they're Indians. They came over on a slave ship, let's get some reparations, didn't work. So now they have a new thing now that they're on, making claims that they're Indian now. But when you say you're Indian, this is what it's about right here. Dear tribal leader, what are you talking about, tribal leader? I thought if you're Aboriginal, Indigenous and all that stuff, you have a tribal chief or a chieftain or a sachem. What are you talking about, leader? What jurisdiction is that in? Because that's not no jurisdiction of indigenous stuff that I study. If you have a tribe, you have a chief. How come they're not saying, dear tribal chiefs? They're playing games with you. But you're black, you think you know something because, you know, your grandma said that you guys are Cherokee. So you think you're Indian. All right. All right. Remember, this is coronavirus aid relief. Coronavirus aid relief? I thought that was COVID-19. What's going on here? I thought they said that those are two different things. You can't say coronavirus because that's not what it is. It's COVID-19. Okay, so how come they're not talking about COVID-19 in there? Right. How come nowhere? How come everything's talking about corona virus? Oh, they're the same thing. Oh, they're the same thing. All right. The Corona's Aid Relief and Economic Security Act. Oh, it's an act. Okay, so if these people are creating an act which is not actual law, And then black guys who are claiming to be Indians are claiming, oh yeah, those Europeans over there, let's go deal with them because they have an act that's going to help us with the coronavirus, whatever. Really? Tell me, these people playing games with you. Don't let them play games with you. Because we already called them up. We already called them, right? We already missed the date. So number didn't work. So we looked for Tara Sweeney. Give you her 202-878-0768. 202-878-0768. That's the number for Tara Sweeney's office. Now, how come the black guys aren't telling you about, the people who they're saying are the fake indigenous people? How come the fake indigenous people are at some session of the National Congress of American Indians and they're ripping her, telling her to do her job? And that was just in February. How are they ripping her to do her job? But then you're telling me that you're some black Indian, and then you're going to go to some U.S. Department of Treasury, who again, if the president is standing at the podium with no seal, and you're saying there's no government, where you get Department of the Treasury from? If that's part of the government. If that's part of the government, how come there's an assistant secretary for Indian Affairs that's telling you just a week ago that they have some bailout money for you? And then the black guys are taking it like, oh yeah, they're giving us our stuff back, so we're going to go and get our stuff back. You're going to go get your stuff back? As what? As black Indian whatever? Oh, good luck, because they're going to do you just like Black Wall Street. They're going to do you just like Move 9. They're going to do you just like Malachi York, because you're playing games. Because everybody knows that we're Moors, and if you're going to get anything done as far as do something against this beast, it better be as Moors. If it's as anything else, you lose. That's just how the game goes. Don't get mad. Act right. Stop playing around. If anybody got questions, or you got something to add in, or hey, let's say if you're one of these black Indians, whatever, push the thing. Let's discuss your little bailout stuff here. That the same people who colonized you, you're gonna go take some stuff from them to talk about they're assisting you, they're giving you your stuff back. Stop this. If there was no corona, would this letter even come up? Let's say there was no corona, would we be here doing this right now? Stop playing games. If you got any questions, you could put those in the chat too. All right, everybody trying to jump on some corona, using corona as a reason to decipher something, using corona for a reason to TikTok, using corona as a reason to be sincere and hold doors for people and wash your hands and be sanitary. Get the hell out of here. You guys been playing games. We've been telling you what's up. You want to hear what Moors are saying? Now you're some scholar, you know something? You know about our history or whatever, but you're telling me about you're going to go get some handout from the same sellouts who you say brought you syphilis and blankets and all that stuff. How are you taking finance from them? How? How are you claiming that they're so devilish or whatever, but they say, oh, we got 80 billion set aside for tribal governments to be distributed no later than April 26th. Oh yeah, we're going to go run and go sign up for an act that you already know that that's colorable, because you know that acts aren't law. Black Indian guys, You know acts aren't law because you know, as quote-unquote black Indian guys, you weren't under the Negro Acts. And the Negro Acts was telling you that Negroes are Indians. Don't play games. The fake Indians are telling the secretary, Tara Sweeney. How is she Indian Affairs, whatever? Her name's Sweeney. Sweeney, that's an Indian name? Oh, Sweeney's Indian. Okay. Those people are playing you dumb. Right? Yeah, the sovereignty and homelands. How are you talking sovereignty? How are you talking sovereignty and talking about homelands? You better be talking estate if you're talking sovereignty. If you're not taking estate, you're probably under some Bureau of Indian Affairs that was created by the colonizer with the sellouts of whatever tribe, band, whatever you think that you belong to. And they're playing you. Because when you go check them chiefs and leaders and whatever like that, those are the ones with the Benzes and the Beamers and stuff like that. The ones going and meeting with the colonizer head to work out some stuff so some Aboriginal people can get 80 million and 80 trillion so that they can deal with Corona because we're the most vulnerable people and all. Well, you got Jordans, whatever. What do you mean? Vulnerable about what? What do you mean? What are you talking about? What vulnerable? What do you mean somebody's against you and you got $5,000 phone? Everybody's getting played right now. I'm telling you. As Moors, sincere Moors who've been out here, people who weren't even around when we first came into this, are around now and they're getting more credibility than people who've been around longer than them. So we've been around. We're telling you, all these people are playing you. Get your house in order. Islam to the Moors who are doing their house stuff, whether it's take care of their children, whether it's whatever they got to do right now. They're doing that stuff first. Then everything else could happen. And if it does happen, we'll do that from some social distancing or whatever. Handle your stuff. Don't let these people play you. But go put Indian on some form to go get some $2,000 from these people. That's called selling your soul to the devil. If you didn't know. Oh, you know, if the devil says, we have $80 billion for you, just put your name right down here and then we'll give you a check every month for the rest of your life. You just sold your soul to the devil. Of course it keeps freezing. Remember, their job is to get you out the way. Negro, black, colored, whatever. Their job is to get you out of the way. Make you not count. Because if you don't count, then they can do whatever they want. When they have to count you, they have problems. Because when they count you, they realize that you're the majority, not the minority. But that's why they don't use numbers with you. They just use words and play games with you. Homelands. The hell is homelands? What's that? What's homelands? What's that? Only homelands I know is some security, whatever that these people are doing at the border. So, how are you claiming you're Aboriginal Indigenous and you're using the same name that these people are using to keep you on your reserve? Don't be dumb like a lot of these people. Get wise. And you get wise by using your common sense. Just listen because he said, yeah, just run through that fog and then you're going to bump into a bag of money and you're running through fog like a dumbass. And you're just running. You took 5 steps, didn't find anything, and then you're still going. Instead of turning back around and strangling somebody to have you running through the fog, trying to find your way. When stuff was brought back to you, everybody's been on it. Like we said earlier, you see that little black stuff that Polite has on, you think that's not a fez? You think he doesn't know what he's doing? Keep playing around. All these people just stealing your birthright, have you here like a dumbass. Because you think this is some group club thing. You're gonna join up to something. You're gonna join and be an Indian so you can get part of your 80 billion from the colonizer, who you claim is the devil and all that, did all this evil stuff, rape your grandma and all that stuff. You're talking about take a check? For real? So grandma was in the barn getting raped by this guy. And you're saying, oh yeah, well, I'm the great grandson or whatever, and there's a corona thing, so I'm going to put my name on this side so I can get a check from the guy who had your grandma in the barn, back shots. You're taking the check. And then you got some nerve to tell Moors that we're working with the colonizer? Ha! You know how many Moors rather starve than take a check? You know how many Moors rather make their own garden out their own house? Take a room in their house, make it a garden. F these guys. Put in a sunroof, and they'll eat fine. Just because they're Moors. So we're on a different level. We're not on the, go somewhere and all that type of stuff. Yeah, it would be great for us to all be together, but come on now. Half of us can't even get our family to be on some nationality and birthrights. And if you're the only common sense one around you, somebody's got to be around so these people don't take everything when they start doing whatever they're doing. Because everybody's going to come running, just like right now, how everybody's running to health and stuff like that, protect themselves from the virus. Protect yourself from the virus. Everybody wants CMOS now. You should have been on CMOS 20 years ago. What are you talking about? You should have been on herbs 20 years ago. But nobody didn't want to hear what Moors are saying, so now you're gonna get some fire. You're gonna get some flames now. Now you have to stand up in the line outside of the grocery store waiting. When some Moors, the really only thing, like we were saying yesterday, the really only thing you need is fruits and vegetables. All right, well, go in the back and pick that, and you'll be all right. When that's perennial, you're gonna get that every year. Oh, you're straight. You gotta leave the house, actually. If you're growing your own stuff, would you have to leave the house? What do you need? What do you need that you can't just run down to the corner store and get? In a line, 50, 100 people to go get 5 things from the grocery. You go to the corner store, that's open. It's a program they have people lost. Got any questions? You can shoot those out. If not, we're off this. Don't be playing around with these people. Don't let any of these black Indians come and tell you about, oh my gosh, you're not black, you're Indian, and they're giving out 80 billion and all that stuff so the indigenous could get their stuff back and all that. Don't be listening to none of them black guys. Don't be listening to them. They're playing you. This is all under the Bureau of Indian Affairs, which is the European colonists, not the Indians or the natives or whatever, right? Consultation at BIA.gov. That's the contact number for this. What does that mean? That means Bureau of Indian Affairs. And like we said, we called them up and they said, oh no, we're just doing tele whatever because of coronavirus. So call 202-878-0768. 202-878-0768. That's the office of the Assistant Secretary of Indian Affairs, and you can ask her if it's under the Bureau of Indian Affairs or if this is an Indian thing that the Indians made up. And they're getting back what's owed to them under the guise of some coronavirus. No, that's a fiction. Because like we said, if you've been watching what's going on, when you see President Trump talk, there's no seal on the podium. If there's no seal on the podium, then that means that there's no government. Just like right now there's no parliament, and when you go and see Justin Trudeau talking, he's not talking from some government of Canada position. Because there's no government right now. Parliament's closed. What do you mean? What government? Cities and provinces are taking care of what's supposed to be going on because everything else is closed. So don't tell me that the office of the secretary is giving you some bailout. It can't work like that. Because if there's no government, then how are they getting you the bailout? Oh, because they're under emergency powers. Also, because they're under emergency powers, then anything goes. All right, well, if anything goes, then you don't need any bailout. You need bailout for. There's too much going on at the same time. And when all this stuff is done, people are going to be walking around in 100% radiated atmosphere. They're going to be talking about they got headaches and why is my back hurting and my ankle and how come this thing's not healing? I had got this cut in 8 weeks and nothing started healing yet. And then you're going to realize that what the Rastas were saying, what the New Age people were saying, what the homeopathics were saying, what the vegans were saying, that's where you should have been 20 years ago. So your mind would be right so you could see what's going on around you and not be caught up. And again, don't forget, we don't want people to think coming and giving us tickets or whatever like that because we're saying don't practice social distance and none of that. No, we don't play those ones. Make sure you're 6 feet away. Make sure you got your mask on, your gloves, because, if chemtrails are nanotechnology, then what's the virus? So I'm not trying to catch anything if there is something out there. But other than that, everything's straight. So peace and love to all. Stay safe out there. Don't get any $50,000 tickets over some BS. Let these people find their own bailout money. Don't let them rape you to make the bailout money, to pay people bailout money because your dumbass wants to be on the swing with your girl during emergency powers. Exactly. That's why that politician said the only real Indian to vote for is one who looks like me. And he was from India. And then he showed a picture of a fake Indian. Because they're not Indian. Because real Indians are from India. And even Indians know that they're not from India. Because India is really Hindustan. And if you ask an Indian, they'll tell you, oh yeah, we're not Indian. Indian is a British corporation. So even they aren't Indian, even though they say Indian. But if we're going to use the term Indian, then yes, those are the only legitimate Indians. Anybody else in America saying they're Indian, they're a faker. And the only way that they're Indian is because they're under the Bureau of Indian Affairs. Yeah. Wow. Head blown emoji. Islam to all the Moors. You'll see us again before the day is out, I'm sure.